Hello dear students, today let us solve some problems of chapter force and laws of motion. So let's take the first problem. The first problem is in page number 126. From a rifle of mass 4 kg, a bullet of mass 50 gram is fired. With an initial velocity of 35 ms minus 1, calculate the initial recoil velocity of the rifle. Okay, so whatever values they have given, first of all they have given the mass of the bullet. So m1 I will write mass of the bullet. Mass of the bullet is how much? 50 grams they are saying. So 50 grams. So divide this 50 gram by 1000. So you will get how much? 0.05 kg. So we have to convert all the gram values to kg. Remember that in mind. Then a bullet of and a rifle of 4 kg. M2 I will take as rifle, that is 4 kg. It is given in kg, so no problem. Then what they are saying? With the initial velocity of 35 ms minus 1, that is V1, the velocity of the bullet, that is V1 I am taking, 35 ms minus 1. Now the U1 I have taken, the U1 will be the initial velocity of the bullet and U2 will be the initial velocity of the rifle. V1 will be the initial velocity of the bullet and V2 will be the initial velocity of the rifle. So all these points should be very clear. So what is M1, what is M2, what is V1, what is V2. So if you are very clear with this, then we have to write the formula. The formula is the law of conservation of momentum. It states that M1 U1 plus M2 U2 is equal to M1 V1 plus M2 V2. Okay, now let us put the values. M1, see here, we can directly write the value 0 because initial velocity of the rifle will be 0, U1 will be 0 and this U2 is also will be 0 because the bullet and rifle both will be in the state of rest before the firing. So therefore this total momentum will be 0. No need to write only the values because you take the value and multiply by 0 there only because U1 and U2 both will be 0. So that's why this will be 0. Just put the value for M1. M1 is how much? 0.05 into V1 is how much? V1 is 35, right? M2 is how much? M2 is 4 kgs and V2 is, we have to find out the V2, that's the recoil velocity, this one. Okay, now when you multiply, what happens? 0.05 and 35. So 35 5s are 175. So 175 means 2 decimal point is there, so put 1 point. So calculation you need to do it, remember that, plus 4 V2. Now bring this 1.7 to this side. So it will be plus, it will become minus 1.75 is equal to 4V2. So V2 is equal to minus 1.75 divided by 4. So we will get the answer minus 0.44 is the 16, 432, some 4325 maybe or some other decimals. So this is the next problem. The two objects of masses 100 grams and 200 grams are moving along with the same line and direction with velocities 2 ms minus 1 and 1 ms minus 1 respectively. They collide and after the collision, the first object moves at a velocity 1.67 ms minus 1. Determine the velocity of the second object. Okay. So again, this is again the same problem. Similar problem which we have to solve using the law of conservation of momentum. So let us take the first value what they give. The two objects of mass M1 is equal to 100 grams. M1 is equal to 100 grams. So it's given in grams. Again we have to put it into kg by dividing by 1000. So 100 divided by 1000. So we'll get answer 0.0. So this 0 will go. 0.1 kg. 0.1 kg will be the first value. Okay, next one, the M2 is given. M2 is how much they said? second object is of 200 grams. Okay, so 200 grams is M2. M2 is 200 grams. Again, 200 divided by 1000. So we get the answer 0.2 kg. Okay, now initial velocity is given. V1 will take for one. First object will take M1, that is V1. For M1 it is V1. So V1, how much they are saying? They are saying it is 2 ms minus 1. Okay, so it is U1 I think, not V1. Then U2 will be 1 ms minus 1. Okay, after the collision, it moves with the velocity they are saying 1.67 ms minus 1. So V1 is equal to 1.67 ms minus 1. V2 is equal to how much is the question. Okay, so let us again write the same problem. Here also the same situation, the momentum before collision and momentum after collision. The earlier case it was firing of the bullet before and after. Now here in this case, before the friction, after the friction. So it will be like again the formula M1 U1 plus M2 U2 is equal to M1 V1 plus M2 V2. Okay, so what happens? M1 is how much? M1 is 0.1 into U1 is how much? U1 is this is U1 is 2 plus M2 is how much? M2 is 0.2 into U2 is how much? U2 is 1 is equal to M1. M1 is 0.1 into V1. V1 is given. V1 is how much? 1.67 plus M2 is how much? M2 is 0.2 into V2. V2 we have to find out. V2 is V2. So V2 we have to find out. So 0.1 into 2 is 0.2 plus 0.2 is equal to 0.1 into 1.67 is how much is it? 0.167 plus 0.2 V2. Okay, now what happens? 0.2 plus 0.2 is 0.4. 0.4 is equal to 0.167 plus 0.2 V2. So I bring 0.16 on this side. What happens? 0.4 minus 0.167 is equal to 0.2 V2. So 0.167 is subtracting from 0.4. So how much you will get? Take 2 zeros here. 10 minus 7 is 3. 9 minus 6 is 3. Now it is 3 here. 3 minus 1 is 2. So 0.233. So 0.233 is equal to 0.2 V2. So V2 is equal to 0.233 divided by 0.2. So you will get an answer. So do this division part and see how it works. So just 0.233 divided by 0.2. So we'll get the answer 1.165. Solve the fifth problem of exercise, page number 128. A truck starts from the rest. Truck starts from rest, that is U is equal to 0. And they say that it rolls down a hill with a constant acceleration. It travels at a distance of 400 meters. Distance S is equal to 400 meters. And then they say it is in 20 seconds. T is equal to 20 seconds. Therefore, find the acceleration. A is equal to question mark and also the force acting. F is equal to question mark. And they say mass is 7 tons. Okay. So 7 tons. M is equal to 7 tons they say. So 7 into 1000. 1 ton is 1000 kgs. So it will be how much? 7000 kg. So to solve this problem we need first of all A here. So and then we will find out the force F. So what for each formula to use? S is equal to ut plus half at square. So S is how much? 400. U is how much? 0 into T plus half into A is how much? A is we have to find out the A. T is how much? 20 seconds. So it's T is 20, so 20 square. So 400 is equal to, this will be 0, half into A into 400. 20 square is 400. So 400 cancels. Half A is equal to, how much will we get? Half A is equal to 0. So half A is equal, this will cancel, 1 is there. So 2 will come up. So A is equal to 2 ms minus 2. So I'll write A is equal to 2 will come up here, 1 will be there. So 2 into 1. So A is equal to 2 ms minus 2 acceleration unit. Then we have to use the formula F is equal to m into A because we want force also here. So m is how much? M is 7000 into 2. It will be 14,000 Newton is the answer. So it's a very simple problem. Just have to find out the value of A using S is equal to T plus half AT square, and then find out the force using F is equal to MA. So MA is given. Next problem. Question number 6. A stone of mass 1 kg is thrown with a velocity of 20 ms minus 1. A stone of mass 1 kg, m is equal to 1 kg, and it's thrown with the velocity 20 ms minus 1. So it will be the initial velocity u will be how much? 20 ms minus 1. Okay. So when you throw a stone upwards, after a final point, its velocity will be 0. So final velocity will be 0. And when you throw the stone upwards, at some point it will stop, and then it will move downwards. So therefore, at that point, final point, the final velocity will be v will be 0. Always keep it in mind when such problems are asked. Okay, then what they are saying? Across the frozen surface of a lake and comes to rest. Okay, after traveling a distance of 50 meters. So distance traveled, S is equal to 50 meter. Then, okay, so it will travel in water, lake, okay, not upwards, keep it in mind. So it's moving in a lake. Then also, at some point it will come to rest. What is the force of friction? F is equal to question mark between the stone and the ice. Okay. So F they have asked, F is equal to question mark. So in this is also similar problem. S is there, V is there, U is there. So we can use the formula V square minus U square equal to 2AS. So what is V? V is 0. 0 square is equal to, what is U? 20 square. 20 square is 400 is equal to 2 into A into, yes is how much? Yes is 50. So 50. So minus 400 is equal to 2 into 100. That is 2 into 100 is how much? 2 into 50, sorry, 2 into 50. So 2 into 50 is 100. 100 A. So A is equal to minus 400 by 100. So answer A is equal to 4 ms minus 2. So we have to find out the F. So F is equal to M into A. M is how much? 1 kg. A expression is 4. So 1 into minus 4 is minus 4 Newton is the answer. Let us solve the next problem. 8,000 kg engine pulls a train of 5 wagons. 8,000. So 8,000 kg wagon. So it's the engine. So 8,000 kg wagon. Okay. So pulls the engine of 5 wagons, right? 5 wagons. Okay. So it will be 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So each will be having 2,000. So each will be having 2,000 kg. So everything will be 2,000 kg. Okay. Fine. Then what they are saying? Then they are saying horizontal traveling on horizontal track. If the engine exerts a force of 40,000 newtons, so this engine exerts a force of 40,000. So 40,000 Newton. Okay, 40,000 Newton is force exerting this side. And then they are saying, and the track offers the friction of 5,000 newtons. So 5,000 newtons is exerted, Newton force is exerted by the track. Find the net force, acceleration of the train, and force of the wagon 1 on wagon 2. Okay, so let us see this problem. Now first of all, they have asked the net force. The net force will be the force of the engine minus force of the friction by the track. So it will be 40,000 minus 5,000 is 35,000 net force. The total force is force of the engine minus force of the track, or friction of the track. So then question B, they have asked finding acceleration. To find the acceleration of the train, so F is equal to ma, formula is there. So F is how much? F is this value you have to take. So it is 35,000 is equal to m is how much? M is of engine they have asked. So you should not take this value, like engine or wagon they have asked. So should not take the value of the mass of engine. Remember that. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So it will be 10,000 into A we have to find out. So how much we will get? 35,000 divided by 10,000. So 0 cancels. So it will be 35 by 10 is 3.5 ms minus 2 is the answer for question number 2. That is finding acceleration. The next they have asked how much force is exerted by the wagon 1 on wagon 2. So wagon 1 is applying force on the wagon 2, means here the remaining part you will see, forgetting about this. Then the total mass will be how much? 8,000. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it will be how much? 8,000. No? So F is equal to, again MA formula we have to put. M is how much? 8,000 now. Into A is how much? We got 3.5. So do it. 8,000 into 3.5. So how much will get the answer? 35 into 8 you do. 45 into 8. 8 5 is a 40, 0. 4 up. 8 is a 24. 28. So 28 is 28,000. 28,000 Newton is the final answer. Now let us solve the next problem, question number 8. An automobile vehicle has mass of 1500 kg. So M is equal to 1500 kg and must have the force between them. What must be the force? So F is equal to question mark. If the vehicle is to be stopped with a negative acceleration of minus 1.7. Okay, so acceleration is minus 1.7. So they have said it is negative. So acceleration A is equal to minus 1.7 ms minus 2. This is a very simple problem. Just you have to put the formula F is equal to m into A. So m is how much? 1500. A is how much? Minus 1.7. So multiply the answer. 17 15s are 55. So 2550 or yeah. So this point will go with 0. Newton is the answer. Then let us see the next problem. The next problem is question number 11. Two objects of mass 1.5 kg. Okay, so two objects of mass M1 is 1.5 kg. One more is mass M2 is also of 1.5 kg. Are moving with the same straight line but in opposite direction. Okay, so this is moving in opposite direction. This is moving in this direction. The velocity of each is 2.5 ms minus 1. So, okay, so this is 2.5 ms minus 1 this side. So this is opposite side. So I have to take minus 2.5 ms minus 1 for the second one. Okay, during which during the collision they come together. So they will come together in a collision. They will, okay, so 1.5 and 1.5 will be together. What will be the velocity of combined object? Okay, so after collision they are stick together and they move with the same velocity. There is no, okay, after collision they will have the same velocity v. So m will be how much? M value will be here, m1 plus m2 after collision. So it will be 1.5 plus 1.5 will be 3. So what is the formula? m1 u1 plus m2 u2 is equal to, here add m1 plus m2 into v. The right hand side will be, combined there and same velocity. So now m1 is how much? m1 is 1.5 into 2.5. m2 is how much? Minus 2.5 into 1.5. Right? Yeah. Is equal to m1 plus m2 is how much? 1.5 plus 1.5 into v. Now what happens here? I'll take 1.5 common out. So 1.5 will be out. What I'll get? 2.5 minus 2.5 inside the bracket. This will be 3v. 1.5 plus 1.5 will be 3. So this answer is cancelled with 0. So here this will be 0 is equal to 3v. So v is also will be 0. The final velocity will be 0 for